Hey, sports fans, welcome back to another episode of Bucky's Sports Show. Tonight we're going to talk about the Braves at National Series, the Braves versus Padres series. The Braves came into the week at 24-23 and third in the NL East. Monday was their off day. Tuesday, Washington won this game 5-3. The return of Spencer Strider did not go well. I didn't expect him to be sharp, but I didn't expect it to be this bad either. He went 4 1/3 innings, giving up 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, and hitting 2 batters while striking out 3. The Nationals scored 3 runs in the first. The Braves answered with 3 runs in the top of the second. Olson led off with a home run, Albies doubled, White had an RBI double, and H2 had an RBI double. Washington added runs in the second and seventh. The issue I had in this game was the Braves' offense. After the third inning, they couldn't get a runner past first base. They were 2 of 5 with runners in scoring position. 4 of those at-bats came in the second, and 1 in the third, with 2 outs following a double play. They only left 3 men on base, but they couldn't get anyone on base. When they did, they seemed to hit into a double play or it was with 2 outs. The bullpen came in and was okay. They went 3 2/3 inning, giving up 1 run on 2 hits and 3 walks while striking out 1. Day was shaky in the 7th. He loaded the bases with 1 out and escaped, only giving up 1 run on a sac fly. This game could have been worse, but the Braves offense just could not get anything going. Just really disappointing, frustrating game. Their game Wednesday, that was postponed due to rain. That will now be played as part of a doubleheader on September the 16th. Their Thursday game, Washington won this one 8-7 in 10 innings. This was a very disappointing game. A.J. Smith-Shawver had the start, and I was expecting him to dominate like he had last week against the Nationals. I understand, though, that rookies will have rough outings. It just sucks that it was the game after Strider was not sharp. Smith-Shawver went 3 innings, giving up 7 runs on 8 hits and 3 walks. With that bad outing, the good news, pitching-wise, is the bullpen. They went 6 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 1 hit batter while striking out 5. The Braves' offense was able to get 7 runs. The scoring started in the first with back-to-back home runs from Olson and Ozuna. Braves added 2 more in the fourth on a bases-loaded 2-run single from H2, and Verdugo drew a bases-loaded walk. Ozuna added an RBI single in the 7th, and the Braves tied the game in the 9th on a double from Olson. Riley was thrown out trying to score from first. It was a bang-bang play. The Braves did challenge the call, and the call in the field was upheld. And in all honesty, I think he was out, but it's worth challenging. It's the 9th inning, so you might as well use it and take a chance. In the 10th, Albies got a 1-out infield single, moving the runner from second to third. Braves had runners on first and third with 1 out, and White promptly came up and grounded into a double play. Unfortunately, Day gave up the winning run to the Nationals in the bottom of the 10th. The Braves were 4 of 13 with runners in scoring position. One of those hits did not lead to an RBI. If they could have just gotten 1 more hit, this game probably would have been 1-9. But it's like they say, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, it would be Christmas all year. Friday, San Diego won this one 2-1, but welcome back Ronald Acuna Jr. On the first major league pitch he had seen in 362 days, he sent it 467 feet deep into the center field stands. Unfortunately, that was the only run the Braves would get on this night. Chris Sale was good again. He went 7 innings, giving up 1 run and 4 hits and 1 walk while striking out 6. Hernandez was good in the 8th. Iglesias struck again in the 9th, giving up a home run. Unfortunately, the Braves' offense was putrid. They were 1 of 7 with runners in scoring position. The one hit was in the bottom of the 9th. Albies got a single to center with White on second. The problem here is White had one of the absolute dumbest running errors. The third base coach put his arms up to stop White at third. For some reason, White turned around and went back to second, getting thrown out by 10 to 15 feet. The ball had zero chance of being caught. And even if they did catch it, White was so close to third and the ball was so shallow, he had no chance to get back to second. Maybe he was confused by the stop sign, but I saw no indication that would lead me to believe that 2 arms up in the air to stop. No waving him back, no frantic porting to second, nothing. In fact, the coach was even up the line to see the play and make sure it was played cleanly and whether he should send White or not. Absolutely pathetic base running, absolutely awful way to lose this game. Awful. Saturday, Atlanta won this game 7-1. This game is the frustration of all previous games this week. This is fully what the Braves are capable of. Every single Braves hitter got a hit, 13 in total. They were 5 of 12 with runners in scoring position. Starting pitcher Grant Holmes was great again. He went 7 innings, giving up 1 run on 6 hits and 1 walk, while striking out 6. The bullpen gave up 3 walks in 2 innings. That's it. Acuna in his second game hit a 2-run home run. Olsen added a home run, his 12th of the year. Baldwin was 3 of 4. Verdugo and Albies also added a multi-hit game. Acuna and H2 both had 2 RBI. Olsen, Albies, and Allen each added an RBI. Obviously, every game can't be like this. However, it should be close to this. Yes, someone's going to have an off night, but not everyone should. And it seems like everyone is either on or off. There's no in between. The Braves have got to figure something out there. The Sunday, San Diego won this game 5-3. And if you like good pitching, today was your game. Schwellenbach went 7 innings, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits, no walks, striking out 11. Unfortunately, he gave up 2 home runs. One was a 2-run blast to tie it in the 6th, and the other was a solo shot in the 7th to give the Padres the lead. Lee came in and gave up a home run. He has now given up 4 runs in his last 5 outings. Prior to that, he had given up 5 runs in 19 outings. Another Brave going through a rough patch at a bad time. Offensively, both teams struggled. The Braves were 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position, and the Padres were only 1 of 4. And that one hit for them came in the first on a 2-out RBI single. So after the first, neither team got a hit with runners in scoring position. The Braves were able to get a sac fly and scored on a wild pitch. The other Braves run came on an RBI double from Albies that scored Riley from first. Albies was thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple. The Braves pitchers had a total of 13 strikeouts, and Padres pitchers had 11 strikeouts. This was a day where pitching was solid and hitters took advantage of very few mistake pitches that were thrown. It was disappointing to blowing a 3-1 lead, but we don't have to see the Padres again this year until the playoffs. Going back to Schwellenbach, yeah, he got the loss. He gave up a couple home runs, but striking out 11 with 0 walks, very impressive. The pitches that he did make mistakes on, they got hits off of them, but only 2 caused any damage, really. The home runs, yeah, there's an RBI single there, but The double was off Riley's glove, which really just it slowed the ball down to where the runner is able to get to second, or otherwise they would have left two guys on base in the first inning. So really his mistakes were really just the home runs. Really unfortunate that the Braves offense just couldn't do a little bit more today for him, because he had a very nice pitching performance there with 11 strikeouts and no walks. My weekly takeaways here, this was a disappointing week. They came in over 500 with a good opportunity against Washington. It is unfortunate the way that series played out. Strider wasn't sharp, but I really wasn't expecting him to be. I was expecting to win those games, though. The Braves have to figure out ways to grind out games when things are going sideways. I thought they had done that Thursday against the Nats, but they lost their comeback bid, losing their first extra inning game of the year. They also had the tying run on second Friday, but had an awful base running error. They went 1-4 on the week, but were so close to going 3-2. Acuna coming back and providing instant offense, that's going to be huge going forward. I know it doesn't seem like it played big in their series against San Diego. We lost 2 out of 3 there, but it's going to play huge coming up soon, hopefully. A quick look ahead at next week's upcoming series. They have Monday off before going to Philadelphia for 3 games, and then back home for a weekend series against Boston. A big series against the Phillies. Need to win 2 out of 3 to stay in the hunt for the East. As bad as things have been, we are setting at 25-27 and only 8.5 games behind Philadelphia. Anything is still possible. It's not June yet. However, they need to start making a move, and winning this Phillies series would be a good start. If they could get a couple games here, start chipping away at their lead, that would be huge going into June. And then they have the series against Boston, and they just won the series last week or the week before against Boston in Boston. So I see no reason why that won't continue in Atlanta. I will be back next Sunday to discuss next week's games. Make sure you subscribe, follow, comment. Have anything you want me to discuss, email me at buckysportsshow@gmail.com. Again, that's buckysportsshow@gmail.com. As always, enjoy the games and go Braves!